McPherson. Hey, Deidre, what's up? Say hello to my peoples.
Hey, peoples, and hey, Helen, how are you?
I'm fine. I want to thank you for joining me with my podcast, Good People. So we're going to get started. So in 110 characters, tell my lovely audience who you are. 110 characters, I'm counting.
110 characters. Okay,
Yep.
that part doesn't count. I'm a Cleveland Heights born and bred person, lover of the arts, lover of community, lover of small biz, lover of
Times.
Okay, all right.
I just played. I don't know. I didn't count none of that. So we'll type it out on Twitter and see if it was 110 characters. So you're a lover
Sounds
of arts, lover of Cleveland Heights, and
yeah, lover of Cleveland, lover of building community, and yeah, and a lot of other things. So
okay. All right. We're gonna dive into that whole loving the community and building it up. So, but in 110 characters, tell us anything you're working on, or any cool projects, or anything you have hopes of starting. Since you say you love the community so much.
Sure. Well, I do a monthly event called Sista Sinema. Right now, I'm trying to work through some changes and improvements to the work we're doing here at our local chapter, and working with local attendees to kind of think about what our next direction might be. We do events on a monthly basis, thinking about switching to a different model, maybe doing every other month. And I just joined the board of directors at an organization called Spaces.
Okay.
And been an excellent partner for Sista Sinema. And so I'm working with them on their capital campaign and trying to help them with some programming and development and so forth.
Okay. All right. So by you doing all this work, I'm assuming you like this Sista Cinema and all the and what it stands for, and also even Spaces Gallery. So
yeah, I do. Sista Cinema, it's basically a monthly film event. We showcase films by and about queer women of color, and films are every genre from romantic comedies to dramas to documentaries. And it's really unique because you don't see a lot of queer women of color represented in mainstream media.
Okay.
And so this event it started in Seattle and it happens in cities, in about a dozen or so cities, including Cleveland. It creates an opportunity to bring an audience of people together to learn, to see films, to be entertained, have their voices heard, because after the film we have a discussion.
Okay.
So I really believe in the work that Sista Cinema is doing, and that's one of the reasons why it's grown so rapidly. And then Spaces, they've been a great partner because they've provided the venue for us to have events here in Cleveland. So they really believe in the work that we're doing. They view it as a visual art, and that's what Spaces is. It's essentially an art gallery.
Okay.
They're just all around great organizations. So it's cool to work with them too.
Okay, I got you. A good partner is someone that lets you freeload and use up their space to show movies. Okay, good, got you. So I am looking for a partner myself that let me freeload and rent from them for free, so I don't have to pay rent for my apartment. Sounds good? So you know any partners you think Spaces will help me out with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
All you can do is ask, and all they can do is say no. But yeah, they're really great. They're in Ohio City, and they're doing some exciting things these days. So
okay, all right. People that manage Spaces Gallery, look me up on LinkedIn. Again, I'm looking for a free space to freeload and not pay rent. Thank you. All right, we're gonna move on. Any other shout outs you want to send to people out in the webs?
Oh, definitely want to give a shout out to the LGBT Community Center of Greater Cleveland. They've been an awesome supporter of Sista Cinema and just everything they do for Greater Cleveland and the LGBT community of Cleveland.
Okay.
To build unity, increase opportunities, and level the playing field for youth and people of all ages. So it's really and it's well run. Phyllis Seven Harris, executive director over there, good
Okay.
person.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Did she pay you to say that? I mean, you could just tell me.
No,
No.
no,
Yeah.
no. So she
Okay.
doesn't have to. She has a lot of fans.
Okay. We make sure we bleep out any specific names because we didn't pay for such advertisements. So just in case we don't get sued. Good people is just getting started. So.
Yeah.
All right, no. All right, well, let's definitely give a shout out to the LGBT Center and Phyllis Harris. What's up, girl? All righty. What I noticed that on your LinkedIn that you had opportunities to volunteer with a lot of charities, and I noticed that some people volunteer by giving up some of their time. Other people might help out with like cleaning the neighborhood kind of projects. But I noticed you did a lot of skill based volunteering where you, because I know you do marketing for your real job, for you to pay the bills. And I was just curious, why do that? Because that's just like adding like another job. Especially if you're doing something
Sure.
so close to what you do 9 to 5. When you get tired, when you after 5 o'clock, you wouldn't want to do what you're required to do by law to keep a job.
Sure. I mean, some of the stuff you saw on my LinkedIn profile, it's volunteer work that I did years ago when I was in graduate school.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on an MBA in marketing, and I was trying to find a way to get involved with the arts. And so I volunteered with a few organizations that were local when I was living in the DC area. Dance Institute of Washington, Arena Stage, it's a local theater company.
Mm-hmm.
And that just gave me some hands-on experience, to kind of build my resume. And when I was applying for jobs after grad school, having that professional experience in the arts opened the door for me to get a job at the Cleveland Orchestra. So I was part of the marketing team there for several years, and I don't know. For me, like I like to work for organizations that I'm passionate about,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very passionate about the arts. Um, and so volunteering in that realm was like fun, and it was an opportunity for me to learn. Nowadays, when I came back to Cleveland, so I'm a boomerang. I moved from DC back here to my
Okay.
hometown, and what I wanted to do here was, I don't know, I was new to Cleveland. I hadn't lived here as an adult, and I was like, man, I'm not really connecting with the LGBT community, and I could easily complain and say, our community is not that great, but
Yeah.
I was able to find an opportunity to build community that I was looking for. And Sista Sinema was that opportunity. When I learned about what was happening in other cities, it was happening in Seattle, it was happening in Portland, Oregon, and it was starting to grow, and they're looking for people to lead it in other cities. So I said, hey, why not? I'll bring it to Cleveland.
Okay.
And that really kind of forced me to step outside of my usual comfort zone.
Yeah.
When I was living in other cities, and I was never one to go out and organize events and publicize them and kind of use that as a way to connect with others. But and I wasn't one to really get up and do public speaking or anything like that. But
Yeah.
because I was able to find an opportunity, or just kind of fell in my lap, and I brought this monthly event to Cleveland, it did force me to kind of step out of my shell a bit,
Yeah. Okay.
kind of shy. And I've been a lot more outspoken, and it's helped me to meet some incredible people I wouldn't have met otherwise. And it's, in a sense, it feels like community building activism, but at the heart of it all, I'm really having fun as well. So, and I'm able to volunteer and get other people to volunteer with me. So it's been really great.
Oh wow. Oh, see, I didn't know that about you. I never pictured you as one being shy. So that's a surprise right there. So for someone that was just listening just now, because I see that you pretty much started this because it was a need. You was coming back to your hometown from living in DC and other areas, and you wanted, I'm assuming like whether it be nightlife or some kind of like entertainment, other than outside of work kind of thing. I know I
Right,
read somewhere that you were saying you were seeking something to do besides the bar,
right,
and
right.
nightclub kind of thing.
Right. I've always loved film, and I was curious and interested in meeting more women of color and people who were of like minds, and creating a space for people to get together and have discussion about various topics that are raised by film.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what Sista Cinema has, provided an opportunity to do. And I think as a result, one thing that I learned from that experience is it's easy to talk about what is missing or what could be better.
Yeah.
But it's forced me to say, all right, well, do something about it.
Yeah.
If there's something that I don't really care for or I don't like that a particular organization is doing, and I see an opportunity to volunteer or get involved, that's one of my key takeaways is think about how I can get involved or reach out to people and get to know the people who are behind the scenes rather than talk about it, see if there's something that I can offer, or at least share my thoughts to think about, a need that hasn't been addressed yet possibly.
Okay. All right. Because what you just said brought up a couple of cool key points. One, don't just settle on just complaining about something because that's really easy to do,
Very much, yeah.
Yeah. So, and the two is you pretty much force yourself to be proactive. So, for the people that are listening to you, a couple of things you've done, you like you said, you made you push yourself out there. You put yourself out there to start something, and you said a couple keywords like being proactive, activism. Sometimes those kind of words kind of scare people off. People might see those words as a lot of work. Somebody might say, well, I'm not trying to start something or trying to save the world or trying to, do something miraculous. Help the audience take some of the lessons that you learned and apply it towards in their lives. Whether they might not necessarily be looking for the LGBT center, but maybe they be looking for something else that they're trying to find that fit for them, kind of thing.
Right. I think it's sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I basically and I'm not saying this that I've gone out and I've done all this activism outside of Sista Cinema, but I think you summed it up pretty well in what you were asking me as far as saying, you think about things that you think can be better in our city. That's just it. It's our city. Okay. And if you think there's something missing, you think there's something that could add to the quality of life for communities that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
And if you make the time to get involved in whatever way you can, there are a lot of other nonprofits that I love the work that they're doing. Another one I'm passionate about is I love bicycling, biking, and I love Bike Cleveland. I would love to get more involved in the work that they're doing.
Okay, let's do a shout out real quick. Bike Cleveland. Look up for Deidre McPherson on LinkedIn. She want to hook up with y'all, not in a professional way. Okay, so find her on LinkedIn.
Of course.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. I love what they're doing to help transform Cleveland's bike community, encourage everyone to get out there and ride a bike. And there are things I would love to do with them and see them do. But unfortunately, I don't have the time. But maybe at some point in the future, I can volunteer with them or at least just support what they're doing by encouraging other people to get involved or that type of thing, helping spread the word. And even if it's, something really small like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. And also real quick, what, cause you said you're interested in Bike Cleveland, you're saying that you don't have a lot of time, but you in the future would like to work with them. Cause like I said, I look at your LinkedIn, I see that you're a busy lady, what stood out to you about that organization? Cause you have no relations whatsoever with this particular nonprofit. They're not paying you for sponsorships to say their name here, because I have not got a check by Cleveland at all to say your name. So if you want to pay a sister for saying your name of your organization, Bike Cleveland, that would be awesome, Bike Cleveland. But like I said, they didn't pay you at all for that. So, but what really stood out that made you like, ooh, that'd be awesome to help them out, to push their vision somehow or to support their vision somehow?
For me, what stood out about Bike Cleveland is cycling is a hobby I've had since I was 5
Mm-hmm.
when I first learned how to ride a bike, and I started getting back into the sport in probably within the last 10 years. And it's just something I do for fun, for fitness. It helps me feel like a kid again. It's like a great way to see a city and your landscape in a slowed down pace. Explore neighborhoods you may not have ever explored before. So for me,
Nice.
cycling is, it's also a means of transportation, getting to work,
Yeah.
going out to the local bars and grabbing a drink and then riding back home. Whatever. It's social, it's healthy, it's green, it's all these wonderful things. And so the work that they're doing is they're really encouraging everyone to get out there on a bike. Cycling isn't some elite sport that's just for people who ride on fancy racing bikes. It's for people who ride for all types of reasons. Primary mode of transportation, for fitness, because it is green, all these reasons. And there's a tremendous amount of diversity, and it has it's an activity that can bring people together. And so I think what they're doing is making cycling more accessible and safer for everyone, whether it's building bike lanes throughout the city, encouraging bike paths to connect various neighborhoods together to, areas of Cleveland that are working hubs where people work 9 to 5 or whatever. They're really making a difference. And I know there's some good people on the leadership there that I know.
Okay.
And so that's for me, because it's something I'm passionate about and I have a lot of fun doing in my spare time. It's one of the reasons why I give them a shout out.
Okay, nice. I'm curious. Those bikes where they have a carriage, so people be sitting down in the back while somebody biking them towards somewhere. You know the name of that type of bike?
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
What's the name of that type of bike?
I believe it's a rickshaw.
A rickshaw?
Or maybe a rickshaw is when like a person's on foot with 2 wheels and they're carting people around. I may not know the right name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? That's eco-friendly, very eco-friendly. So if you can start doing that and you can just bike me to my job every day, just on Monday through Friday, that'd be very eco-friendly.
That crossed my mind.
It will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do it because, I need a ride to work. If I could get there at 9 o'clock, so if you could pick me up, I say, 8:30, that should get me to work on time. That can be very eco-friendly, and that can also help you get, in front of Bike Cleveland. I'm just saying. That can help you out. Want to do that on Monday or start tomorrow?
If you hook me up with a set of wheels, we'll see what we can do.
Okay. I'm going to find that out. Anybody got that type of bike? Find me on Facebook. Okay. All right. So we shared a lot about some charities and nonprofits. So we done with that segment. We're not going to talk about them people no more. Okay. It's all about you. So let's pretend you was in a room full of teenagers and they pretty much saying, you don't understand you're old, you don't understand us, you don't understand our issues and our whatever, just being teenagers kind of thing. If you were to share a setback with them, what would that setback be? What would you share with these kids?
Wow. Wow, there's so many. There's so many challenges that we all face that we work through and learn from, hope and grow from, hopefully. A challenge or setback that I would want to share with young people. When I was a kid, I had something called scoliosis. I had a curvature of the spine, and I was always really, really athletic, and I played every sport: volleyball, basketball, track, you name it. Wasn't a superstar by any means, but I had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of energy to burn. So I ended up having surgery when I was about 15 or so. And that really changed my lifestyle during that year that I was recovering from it. But it also created a time where I had to learn how to focus on other things and try to develop other talents. And I think during that year that I had to sit out from participating in all these athletic activities that I was doing, during that year, I started learning about other aspects of myself. And I started getting involved in music. I was already playing an instrument, and I was playing the violin, and I still play now, but it freed up my time, and it made me focus on something else, and I had to learn from and grow from that. So I guess my key takeaway for a young person is that, one of the things that I also learned from that experience is that I can't do it all.
Yeah.
As much energy as I have, that I want to do everything, experience everything, and try to be my best at everything. Sometimes it's nice to just develop a focus in a particular area and kind of slow down and find some balance in your life. So
okay.
I don't know. That was kind of a long answer. But
no, it wasn't. I think that answer was awesome because it didn't just fit young people. It fits, everybody. It definitely fit our audience. Some of our audience members are definitely they work in corporate, or they have families, or I don't know, they're working in retail, whatever. And just trying to do it all, and then just trying to find that balance. It's sometimes those two are a conflict. So, no. So I think that was a great answer. So, I think people can take a lot from that. So wow. I'm learning a lot from you, Deidre. Are you trying to be a superwoman or something? I'm feeling all bad about myself. I'm thinking like, wow, maybe I shouldn't complain that much. Okay. If you had a chance to talk to 17-year-old Deidre, and to really encourage her and just to kind of shed light on just the future, and what would you want to, what was some of the wisdom would you impart to her?
Some of the wisdom I would impart to her. Follow your heart and follow, do what you really want to do in life, and as far as careers go. I'm not saying that I have any regrets or anything,
mm-hmm.
but really listen to your heart and listen to what makes you happy, and don't let anyone discourage you from following that path. So
okay. I got 2 bonus questions for you. Bonus number 1 question: if you were to write a book, and this book, just reading the first page, will solve most of the world's problems, most, not all, but most, what would the one word be on that page?
One word.
One word.
Motivation.
If you could meet someone from the past to get a free 30-minute just conversation that they can just share their lessons, and you can get advice from. They're not here with us. They have gone, whatever kind of thing. Who would that person be?
Wow.
You get 30 minutes, and they will share anything that you want to know and learn about. They help you.
To help me.
Yeah, help you, whether you want to help you personally or help others, whatever. You decide what that information going to be. But you got one person. You get only 30 minutes. Who was that?
Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
She was a leader. Yeah. She pulled people together, gave them courage, and led them to freedom, and that created an immense amount of change. So Harriet Tubman.
Oh, wow.
It was random. I just kind of pulled that one out of here.
Okay. I mean, you want to stick with that? Okay. I heard she carried a shotgun sometimes. You want to stick with her? Okay.
You didn't mess with Harriet.
Yeah, you don't mess with Harriet. So that's what I'm saying. You sure? Okay. You got 30 minutes. You better make it good.
That's going to be a t-shirt. I'm going to make that a t-shirt.
Okay.
Don't mess with Harriet.
All right. Don't mess with Harriet. Okay. All right. And you make sure you promote it on Social Good Made Easy too. So, all right. I think that's all the questions I have for you. So you feel good?
Feeling good. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me to have this talk with you.